Hi, everyone. I'll be a bit of a part-time stand-in host. Andrew's having a few problems with his microphone or the settings. So he says hi. So where we would normally have a bit of a chat around what we're doing today and so on, I think we'll just dive straight into the topic for today. And the topic for today was really around planning for the festive period, especially when you have time constraints on your hand. So generally, like going into the festive period, yes, it can be busy for everyone. And I have a simple system that I use during these periods to kind of help me reset. And today I would like to share that with you. Um, This system is really different to goal setting or planning for anything that you would do in the short, medium, or long term. A lot of what I will mention is more about getting through the short period, but a lot of it will also form part of broader goal setting. And if you are looking for broader goal setting, I know Scotty and Andrew are hosting a session tomorrow. So feel free to join that. And Andrew did not pay me to say that, but I do think it's important to kind of add in that we get things from different places, and going into next year and starting your goal setting now is really an important part of having your business be a little more successful, a little more efficient, a little less stressful. Okay, so for now, I really want to cover things that that might help when you have a lot of time constraints. My first thing is always to try and keep it simple. So I always aim to kind of put in 20% of the effort that will cover 80% of my risk. And I do this under a system that I call TAPE. So it's TAPE. And really, the overriding factor is around risk, and it really focuses on risks that you need to cover during any critical time poor periods that you have. So starting with the TAPE, the T is really for really taking stock. It's taking stock of where you're at, whether it's within your team, yourself, any of your operational issues, customers. If you have compliance as a high consideration in your business, then you would look at factors like that. Going into busy periods, especially at the end of the year, the festive period, family scheduling is also a consideration in terms of how you kind of get through these periods. So after I take stock, I then really look at and assess what needs to be done. And here I do it at two levels. The first is really around getting through, or what do I need to do to get through the busy period with little to no stress. And here the main focus is on high risk or high return areas, and just making sure that things can operate as efficiently as possible. Then in terms of my assessment, I move on to looking at any primary changes or key things that I want to bring in. And in this case, it will be the key things that I want to bring in for 2025. And for you, this could look very different, or for actually each business, it would look very different. It could be adding efficiency for one business. For another business, it might be a focus on sales and marketing. For someone else, they might have kids that are starting school, and that will have a big impact on family scheduling, and it's things that you need to plan for and work around. And then the next factor in my TAPE system is to plan. And it's really planning and focusing on key areas. And again, I focus on the bigger impact areas. And where I can, I obviously plan for all things. But I try to do this so that I'm able to better execute what needs to be done. And your planning could be, again, something very simple. It could be something like setting up what your first week back at work looks like. Because the first week back at work might set the tone for the rest of the year, and it will help you get